Hello everybody and welcome back to Megastore Simulator for what will be our final video in this little mini-series return that we've been doing recently on the channel. So we'll be taking a break probably until towards the end of the year now, until some more content drops to the game, because basically we've hit a content wall once again. So we'll be back later in the year, hopefully when there's some new departments or some new features, stuff like that has dropped for the game. If there is anything crazily major that drops to the game that changes fundamentally how the game is played or anything like that, I will return earlier to take a look at that. But generally, if it's just content for departments or the odd little new thing here and there or a bit of new furniture, I will save it up and we will return for a fuller series, like I say, later in the year or early next, because we're already rolling through this year at such a pace it will fly by, I'm sure. So in this little mini series return that we have been doing, we have actually done quite a bit. So we've added in new stuff and we've rearranged a lot of stuff as well. So if you've missed the previous several videos, go and check them out and you'll see how we've changed from where I left off a few months ago to where we are now. So in the previous video, we finished off our freezers over here. We've got our fridges over here now as well. Video before that, we did our fruits and vegetables here. We're going to move the bakery to the wall today. That's a quick change. Most of the changes today are going to be redesigning our seafood section. We've also done our butchery. We did all of this a couple of videos ago. Quite happy with how that turned out. Might be moving it over slightly today, but that is basically how it's going to look. We've got our grocery running through the middle here now. We've got this area over here for our checkouts, which we'll change a little bit. I might add a wall or two in today just to see how that works and move these back a little bit, and then we could put a wall in to stop people walking through. So I'm going to try that later on because we've now got some half walls I can play with. So I'm going to put a half wall in just to seal it off, and then we can move over slightly to create a bit more floor space. And I'm having a look at a mod that will enable us to have less checkouts. So there is a mod available that increases the amount of customers that these equate to. And it also increases, you can increase your daily amount of customers. But I have read on a few of the different posts on the mod itself that there are a few bugs. If you're running a few other mods, people have run into issues where customers get stuck in the store and don't leave, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to leave it for now. I'm going to do some testing, but when we return in a few months' time, I may well be running that mod, or who knows, the game might have changed. And I kind of want what you see in front of you to basically be it. So these will move over slightly, these be reconfigured. And this will just be like the paying zone. And I'm going to get rid of all the others. So I'll get rid of the ones over there, get rid of these ones, the ones upstairs. I might keep a couple upstairs just for ease, but we'll probably, in fact, I will. We'll keep a checkout upstairs, some self-service upstairs as well for people who are up there because it's quite large up there now. But generally, this will be the paying area. But that is something we will do in future when I know if the mod works well or indeed if there are any changes to the game. But also in this return to the game in this mini series, we've redesigned our music section and it looks quite nice. I'm quite happy with that. We also put in the fridges and freezers into the game and found out how all of this works, which I quite like. I just need some better layout in here, I think, for these. So once I've fully upgraded this warehouse, I might fiddle with these in future and yeah, make sure they're not stealing any space they shouldn't be. Because we've got one here, for example, that would be nice if we could squeeze in somewhere else. Because we're bound to need more shelving at some point because, well, we're a bit limited. So if we get some more products and new departments coming in, we are going to need some more shelving. So we'll have a look at all of that in future as well. Also, in this little return to the game, we have redesigned up here as well. We've put a wall in just here. We put a wall in over there as well. We did our summer section, which ended up looking quite nice, I think. I'm quite happy with that. If I could change this shelving for something a bit different, I would. But otherwise, I'm quite happy with that. It's quite a nice little department there. I'm quite happy with our toy section as well. It's got enclosed walls around it, and I'm quite happy with how that all turned out. We moved a lot of that stuff from over here, which has given us quite a large gap now for if any more clothes come to the game, or if accessories come to the game, or if another department comes to the game that kind of works with clothes, then that can fit hopefully down there and maybe just over here as well. So that's what we've been up to over the last several videos. What we're going to be up to today is moving around my seafood section. So I've just pulled everything out basically, and we're going to have a little play around here. So I want this to look decent, but I'm not entirely sure on my design. One thing I do know what I want to do is finish that wall off. So let's put that wall in play. Then we know what our zone is, because I want it to be separated from the bakery, really, because you don't want your raw seafood, even your raw meat, drifting over into your nice croissants, do you? So Let's seal that off. There we go. Seal that off. And then we know what kind of area we can play with. We can also put some stuff down here now as well and utilize this wall. So if we just switch out to this and then find the wall. Start putting that in. There we go. Right, so this is basically finished. We just need to rearrange in here. But what I'm thinking is running some down here and then some down there and having a full backed off wall. That doesn't quite meet properly, does it? Just being a bit funny about it. Let's just paint this brickwork in. See if that bleeds through too much, or is it... Nah, it's fine. You can't really see, can you? That's okay. Good. Yeah, so what I'm thinking is running this round the outer edge, really, and just leaving the center floor space for lobsters for now. So something like that, and run that all the way around and around there. I think that'll look quite nice. And then he can just walk down the back and just do that. Just continually walk around like that, serving customers. I think that'll look okay. Find out. Can we get another one in there? I don't think we can, so we have to turn the corner now. These are really large, aren't they? Unless you... Can you? No, you can't, because you won't be able to walk around. Yeah, these are really large, aren't they? So we don't need to necessarily start that right up there, then, do we? I do like these, but I do think it'd be nice to have a few other design options. Would be good. Sorry about that. I just dropped my mouse. Yeah, some other design options would be good for these. Right, what are we up to around here? Quite liking this. This isn't too bad, because then he can... Not got a lot of walkway around, but as long as I can get around, that's the main thing, because they can just glitch through. Not bad. We've only got one more. If one more fits in there, this is perfect. Ooh, it clips through. It clips through. Can I go slightly further over to the left? If I clip that in slightly, right there, which is fine. Hopefully this will be okay. I think it's still going through the wall a little bit. I don't want it all the way through the wall. Not bad. Hopefully it fits now. Perfect. Good. That's in there. Then we can have our lobsters in the middle of the floor. I might get some more lobster tanks because I have noticed through playing the game for quite a while now, you do sell out of lobsters quite quickly. Because you only ever get, what is it, 5 in a tank? Yeah, you only get 5 in a tank. Or is it 6? You get 6. Okay, so you get 6 in a tank. But that's never quite enough, I don't find. I seem to be, whenever I walk through the store, lobsters seem to go down pretty quickly. So I might get some more lobster tanks just to put through the center. But otherwise, this is good. I like that. I like the fact he's got a first aid kit, because if there's somebody who's going to need one in here, the butcher, who's obviously working with a knife, and this guy, who's going to be slicing up fish and filleting fish, he's going to need a first aid kit. That's good. I like that. That's quite nice. So yeah, just get some more of those. So I think if we get... Might get another 4. Just to finish that area off quite nicely. So if we go, not in here, we want to go in here. Seafood. Furnitures. We'll get another 4 of these. And come to the storefront. I think that will finish them off quite well. All right, I need to finish that wall off and then move the bakery after that. So let's do the wall while we wait for our delivery to come. The bakery is essentially just moving backwards. This is actually kind of where there is a mod where you can sort of select all. So you see your bakery like this, you can then click it all and it will just highlight everything and you can just shift it over. I do kind of wish I'd downloaded that mod now. That would make that particularly easy, but I haven't. I did look at it, but I thought, well, how often do I really do that sort of thing? And I don't like running mods for like one-off uses and stuff like that. I don't want to overload everything, because the more mods you run, the more chances that they're going to collide with each other or something's going to go wrong. So I don't tend to run them unnecessarily. but it would be good for right now. Let's just get them out and think about what we want to do. Do we want them all running through the center, or do we want 3 and 3 or something like that? Do we have them like in an aisle form? Like that, or do we have them just dotted? Not bad. It needs to be more central. Not bad. I think I prefer them dotted as just back-to-back entities, like one back-to-back here. And then one back-to-back maybe just there. And then another one sort of just here. Or something. I think I prefer a bit more randomness to them, just to fill the floor up a little bit. Although actually, I don't know. It's not... No, not so sure on that one. Although we could just run them down that wall, couldn't we, actually? And not have them in the floor space. Instead, just run them down the wall. Because the floor space doesn't need filling for filling's sake. Not bad, because then we could run just a couple in the middle. That's not bad, actually. I think I'll do that. So we'll have just these two sort of in the center, and then we'll have those running down there. So I need to copy that color. Get them all colored in. And I think my seafood section is finished. Hopefully we can have something different on the wall at some point. I do like the tile, but I do kind of wish, a bit like over here where we've got just the cow, we've got a chicken over there. If we could have some fish and stuff like that, just have some seafood. They don't have to be like, this is how you slice them and fillet them or anything like that. They could just be kind of like seafood motifs on the wall. That kind of stuff would look good. It just looks a bit bare, doesn't it? I might have a look at that logo mod in between during our break. I'll have a look at the logo mod and see if I can find some that I can put on and we can use like that, just to freshen up the walls a little bit. But that is the seafood section complete. So he'll be able to walk around here, serve everybody, no problem, wherever they are, and then walk back again, which is quite good. Quite happy with that. It's looking good. Butchers, I was going to move slightly over if I can, because I don't like how tight it is just here. So if we can just move them slightly over, I will. But there only needs to be very slight, basically up to the where the red wall is there. Like so, they can just move over like that. And then that can just move up to there. And then that can go to there, and that should just create us just a bit more room over here to walk through. As I say, this is going to change anyway. I think that works all right. Good. Make that a bit more central, but we'll leave it. You can walk around, it's fine. Good, that's not bad. That is not bad at all. All right, so it's just moving this over then, and then we can open up for the day. So we'll just move these over to the back wall. In fact, I might open now, actually, whilst we move some of this stuff around. I am going to open today, so we will do a little bit of serving, hopefully. Yeah, let's go and open, because we're just burning time, really, while I'm doing that, aren't we? So let's open up. Get some customers through the door. Let's open my checkout. We might get at least 2 people to serve today. It's another reason I want to have a look at that mod, because if I can lower the amount of self-checkouts available, we should get more people come to us. So in future, when we come back to this game, I should be able to serve behind the counter and do a bit more rather than just do what we do now. There's a bit more space for the bakery now. We don't really need it all. But I suppose we'll use most of it.
I hope these were baked today.
Put that there. We still got room around here. Not bad. Bit tight, but it's not bad. Let's move you over and close you in. Good, that's the bakery done. So hopefully as well we can get some bakery things. I might have a look, actually. I will. I'll have a look at that logo mod. See what you can attach to your walls and see what I can do of adding my own in. And I'll try and find some stuff to put on the walls of our seafood section and our bakery as well. Because it would be nice if we could have something running around here. Pictures of bread and stuff like that on the walls would look quite nice to jazz it up a little bit. Shame there's no plants or anything in the game, or... yeah, just some other stuff in the game would be quite nice, wouldn't it? I think I might extend the floor here just slightly. Have we got somebody waiting for us? Not yet. It's often the case. If I just switch that out to the floor, I think we'll just extend the floor from the supermarket by one tile.
I love that freshly baked smell.
It's not bad. Not bad at all. I'm quite happy with what we've achieved. Looks all right. Let's move this out of the way. Take it back to where I keep it, which is just over here. Underneath this small walk-in freezer box. Yeah, not bad at all. Right, no customer yet, so... we might as well have a sort of final look around at what we've achieved here then. So I'm quite happy with what we've done. This section, I think, looks a lot better than it used to. Obviously, we didn't have the fruit and veg until recently again, but I think it looks a lot better than it used to. I think the supermarket side of things works better. It's a bit more open. There's a bit more space down all of the aisles. You can see everything properly as well. It's a little bit close to this, but like I say, we're going to change that in a moment. Bakery looks good. We've got plenty of room, plenty of stuff. Very nice in here. We haven't actually got lobsters in here yet. Put some in. There we go. That's them all going to get restocked. That's working quite well as well now, because he's not moving in an awkward way to get round and serve. He can just walk around in his little L shape to serve whichever customer is next. Happy with this. Happy with the music. I'm generally quite happy with everything I've done. So when we return in future, the only thing I'm really looking to change is getting rid of my self-checkouts, because we don't need that many. Keep a few around upstairs, but generally getting rid of them. Quite happy with the toy section, happy with that section. Who knows what we're going to put over here, but we'll find something one day. I do want to change this sports section. Not that keen on the sports section. We will change this at some point. But I think we need some more products and stuff as well. But that will change in future, but we'll wait until some more things come to the game. Right, so let's come over here then. Do want to make some changes just here. So they all walk behind, as you can see. But if I put a little wall in the way, surely they're not going to walk through that. They should path their way around it, which is what I'm hoping for. So if I serve you, that was just in time. I was just about to close. Oop, she's not for the boys. Right. Thank you very much. Let's close. And then let's just move this over slightly to kind of where I wanted it in the first place, which is about here somewhere. Something like that. I just close you, move you over slightly. You could still go to about here somewhere. There you go. You can open again, and now if I put a little wall in, hopefully they won't walk through. So if we go for a short wall and just put in a little short wall about there somewhere to block them off, Hopefully they'll walk round this now. Seems like they are, based on this guy just here. If I do the same the other side, I just wall that off. Like so. They shouldn't walk through either side now. Probably don't need it quite so large. So we'll just delete that bit of wall. Okay, we'll delete the whole lot, and then we'll replace it just with a slightly shorter one that doesn't merge into his checkout. There we go. Right, I've got somebody waiting. See if this works. It seems to be. People aren't walking through, at least. 6. 97 change. Thank you very much. Yeah, everybody's walking around now. I don't like the way they cut. They very aggressively cut across my checkout. They still want to take that short route, but it is better. If we give these a paint, we'll do them in the normal store color. There we go. Yeah, I don't like the way they do that. I don't know how to extend it all the way. I don't know if it really affects the other side so much. Don't really think it does. They don't seem to cut this corner as much. But they might do. We haven't seen anybody try it. I don't know, to just extend this wall slightly. With you in a moment, sir. Is that as short as the wall can be? So we need to delete some wall. Hang on. Let's just serve this customer first. It's going to take me a while. Hello there, sir. Card payment, please, of $768.80. Thank you very much, sir. Right, if we just delete that bit, and then we can rebuild it. But we'll extend it to there. Hopefully they won't cut the corner the same, quite as harsh as come through my checkout. Be with you in a moment, sir. I'm just going to do some decorating. Hope that's okay with you. There we go. All done. Right, let's serve. Thank you very much, sir. Cash payment. No change needed. Thank you. Yeah, for that. That's much better now. That's enclosed. Could enclose the whole lot here as well then, couldn't we, really? Maybe bring him over a little bit. Card payment, 183.57 cents. Thank you very much. Yeah, I could, if we shift him over slightly. Cannot close, the customer is queued or approaching. Hang on, let him serve a customer first. If I just bring him over just slightly towards me, then I could bring this wall same as I've done over there with mine. I think that'll look nicer. Please don't come here, sir. Are you paying here as well? No. Just look like he was. All right, so just move you over a little bit. I hope this clash of queues doesn't cause us problems in future. I could see it doing, but we're never that busy. That was weird. The lights flickered. They did that in Supermarket Simulator. Just randomly started flickering on me. Weird. No, I don't want that wall. I want a full wall. Is that about right? I think that's about right, actually. Close enough. If we just colour that in then, let's confirm it. Colour it in. There we go. That's not bad. So we're enclosed in there, and we can work nicely without people walking through us all the time. $1.40 change for you. Thank you very much, sir. So I just need to redo the self-checkouts a little bit because I like them down that way, but I'm not 100% on them. Maybe move them back slightly, but I might also put a wall down. I don't like this one. This is the one that I don't like. I might get rid of it. It's not necessary here. We could just have 5. Put it there for a moment. Yeah, we could just have 5. We don't need to have all of them running along there. They could have a wall as well, is what I'm thinking. $2.66 change. Thank you very much. If we just move them in slightly. I really wish you could do this with them open. I think we're going to have to wait till the end of the day. Too many people are using them, apparently. So we'll wait till the end of the day to do those. But we'll move them all in slightly, and then I'll put a wall around those as well. And close them off a little bit. But yeah, hopefully this queuing never becomes an issue. I could see it becoming an issue. But I'm not sure. We never seem busy enough at the checkouts, but when if I do get that mod working, or eventually the game changes, then maybe we'd have a lot more people queuing, and I could see it being a bit of a problem then. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. At the moment, it's not an issue because you only ever get one maximum of 2 people queuing your checkout at any one time. And that's generally if I've left my post. Uh, 16 cents change, thank you. They do still like to cut this. I mean, they're not cutting into my
Nice to see you.
checkout. Nice to see you too, sir. They're not cutting in anymore, but they do still take this tight line down here, don't they? And I haven't really got a way of stopping that unless we enclose the entire area. But I don't want to do that because that's just going to be crazy. Because I could enclose the area and put a wall all the way up to there so nobody walks from that side. But then everybody that pays has to walk out that way. They can't walk out that way. I need some barriers, don't I? That's exactly what I need. Like you would get in real life that stop people walking. You won't be able to come in because the barrier is closed, but the barrier would open to come out. That's what I need. We need some barriers. Until then, I think we'll just have to make do. Oh, the money's building up quite a lot now. And it will continue to do so now, because we're not... Now I've got no more expansions to buy. And spend lots and lots of money on. The restocking, generally, we're on top of it to the point now where you do get some expensive days, but generally they're manageable. So the money should just go up and up and up. So I'm just going to let this play and we'll build up some cash. So we should be approaching sort of millionaire status by the time we get started again in this series. Depending on what anything new to the game is, of course. Could be very expensive. It cost a lot of money to put that butchery in. I think that cost me on shelving and meat and all of that sort of stuff. And getting it stocked into the warehouse, that cost a lot. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm thinking like 100 grand or so to put that in over there. Maybe a bit more. By the time you've factored in all of the bits and pieces you've had to do it, so get some expansions, and then well, actually, probably more with expansions, but then get all the stuff in there as well, the shelving, the fridge that we needed to put the meat in, all that kind of stuff. Cost quite a lot. Right, some of these can't possibly be being used anymore. They're not. Right, let's move these forward a little bit. Doesn't need to be massive, just a little bit. Wait for you to finish. Then we can put our wall around. Close this one just in case somebody else comes. Kind of weird we don't put the lobster in a bag or something, isn't it? Or in a box. Just take it away with you as it is. Somebody else? Come on, sir. There's plenty more. He knows what I'm doing. What's he bought? Twister? Tin Cup? Baywatch? Some cookies? Some peanut butter bears? Like he's having a fun weekend. Alright, thank you very much, sir. Quickly close it. Right, we put our wall around now. Ooh, we've got a customer. Sorry about that. Cash payment, and you would like 450 change. Thank you very much. All right, I think that will probably be it for us, customer-wise. So let's get our wall back out and start putting in a little half wall down the back end here. Put that about there. That can go there, that can go there, that can go there, and that can go just there. That looks a lot better. Just being able to put a half wall there has, even though that's a small change, I think that's made a big difference. I quite like that. It's given us a nicer paying area now, hasn't it? So let's just get this painted up. I don't know if I'll stick with this colour for this forever. Might change it up. For some reason it's not painting on the edge there. Why is it not doing that? There we go. Got to look for the right spot. There we go. The top piece there. Good, not bad. I think that looks quite good. I'm happy with that. That's a lot better than it was before. Much better than it was before. We'll still get people walking through it. I've got no real way of stopping them unless we wall this. If we put a front wall in here, problem solved. But everybody has to go out the back way then. We could put a back wall in, but it does mean people can't come from this side to pay. They have to walk all the way around to come and pay. So there are annoyances both sides there. I'll get rid of the self-checkout in future. That won't stay there. We'll leave it there for now until we've worked out what we're doing in that regard. But like I say, hopefully with the mod in play, I might just be able to keep it somewhat like this with just a couple of self-checkouts upstairs. So that's what I want. I want this. A few self-checkouts upstairs because obviously it's a big area. Get some people paying up there. Get rid of those. Get rid of them down that back wall here. Get rid of all of those and just have a select few. All right, to end the day. Bit of a 27 unavailable products is not very good. I'm going to have to look into that. And only 496 satisfied. So even if you add that number together, that's quite a slow day. 523. We've had a few over 600 recently. But not bad. Right, we are done. We are done with this mini-series. And we will be back in future with hopefully more departments and stuff to come because we've got this area to fill and that area over there to fill. And hopefully then we'll either go upstairs again if that comes into the game, or I guess it'll go further one direction or the other because we'll be out of space, really. But I'm quite happy with it. I'll give you a final tour before we sign off then. So this is what we've achieved so far in the game. As I say, we'll be back to this game hopefully later on in the year, sort of towards the back end of the year. We'll be back with more stuff. And we can get stuck in again then. But for now, we are taking a break. So this is what we've achieved in the entirety of the series. So we've now got our electronics over here, which looks quite nice. DVDs, monitors, that kind of stuff. Bleeds into the music section, which I quite like. And you come over here into your butcher's section, which is quite good. You walk through this little alleyway here, and then we find ourselves in the seafood department, which is quite nice. About to the bakery, which I quite like. We could put a little wall up around the bakery, but I think it's okay without, to be honest. Come over here, you've got your fridges, your freezers, your fresh fruit and veg. You've got your regular grocery items on the shelves. And you've got your payment area, which I quite like. Obviously, we've got our warehouse in here, which is just a mess, but, well, it's organized chaos. I will say it's organized chaos. There are a few things that go crazy with it from time to time, but we've got plenty of space still as well, which is good for a few items, but we've still got some weird stuff going on. You see, we've got boxes at these. Apparently, these are in the fridge. I have no idea. I'll have to figure it out. We've also got some floating boxes over here as well. I don't know. I'm not really sure what's going on with those. We've also got down here, even though these are not in the fridge, apparently they're okay down here. I don't know why they're here. So there are a few oddities still, which I'm sure will get fixed over time. Right, let's go upstairs. So we've got our clothing over here. It's been a long time since we did all of this, isn't it? A long time ago. So we've got our clothing that runs down here. We've got some changing rooms on the end. We've just got a couple of self-checkouts here just for... I just put them there for the sake of it. We'll probably get rid of those at some stage and maybe utilize this area, or this area would be the upstairs where you pay, but I don't think it will because it's just a long way for anybody to walk. It's well out of your way of the escalators and stuff, so we'll probably use this for something else. Maybe bring more clothes around or something in the future, who knows. Probably keep a bit of paying area just there or something. It's easier to go down then. Sports section is just here, or sports and camping as it really is. We need to change a few things. Got an extra spot here for something. Yeah, I might change this around in future. Then we come in to the summer season. Of course, the next time I play this game, unless something major happens, it'll be winter. Maybe it'll be a winter department that we can get stuck into then. Summer will be over. What a horrible thought. Even though I do quite like winter, but it's summer is flying by. We've got some nice bits and pieces there. Then we've got all of this space that will hopefully get filled with something interesting. Got a nice large area there and a smaller area there. We'll get a couple of departments in over here. Then we've got our toy section, which is quite nice now to walk around and browse, I think. Now it's got some more space to it. Feels like it breathes a bit easier. Not bad, bit tight down this end. Maybe move that over in future slightly, but it's not too bad. And then, yeah, we'll finish off over here with whatever comes to the game next can move into here. And that is our Megastore, for now, complete. There is nothing more I can add to it. There are some additional products I could get, but I'm waiting just to see what comes into the game naturally before we start filling all of our space. Grab a bit of cash out of these. And then we will end. So if you have enjoyed this video, make sure you leave it a like, consider subscribing to and joining the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you for another video very soon.